What's good, B1 family? It's your boy Big Vic. Welcome back to My Black Universe. Remember, it's not a boycott, it's a wealth transfer. The blackout is still in effect. All right. You also get an automatic discount at checkout when you buy 2 teas. And if you buy 3 teas or more, you get even a bigger discount at checkout, auto applied. So make sure you hit the link and head over there, grab some t-shirts, support the channel. Appreciate that very much. So I think we need to start this video off strong because I ain't gave y'all one in a couple days. Yeah, she popped back up and I got rid of her. I'm tired of seeing that. That's basically she doing that for filler, like for fluff. How do I build my channel fast? Well, FBA is the hottest topic and delineation is the movement. So let me find a way to position myself to where I can build my channel faster. And you see that forehead. And she's out there in California. And honestly, she looks like a darker skin version of Nolan Wells' mom. Tell me I'm lying. My beautiful FBA fam, y'all know these tethers, they don't cease to amaze. But I'm glad we're delineating because we're making it be honest.
I told as an African immigrant growing up in the US, y'all, we used to lie. One year after summer break, my classmates asked me, they said, "Wow, Praise, where did you go for your summer break?" I said, this summer, I went to my uncle's, mother's, brother's, sister's house in Paris. My classmates said, "Oh, wow, that's amazing." I said, "Yeah, we didn't want to go to the palace in Nigeria, so we just went to our estates, in Paris and stuff. It's not a big deal, They said, "My God, that must have been amazing." I said, I just, I don't care about those things. It's about spending time with my family. That's all. I don't care about those things. Y'all. It's only God that will forgive us for the lies we told.
Tall tethered tales. That's what they preach. They preach tall tethered tales. Everything they say, you got to look at it like, man, you probably lying because your mouth's moving. And if you want to know why I think that, your mouth's moving. And there's air coming across your vocal cords creating sound through that mouth. So you're pretty much lying. We're gonna say you're lying just to err on the side of caution. Which means every time they were saying you need to go back to the motherland, you need to go back home, was literally them trying to say, I need you to get out of here so I can take your place. ASAP. It's terrible back home. But I'm gonna lie to you to move you off your square so I can get the benefits that I did not earn. Because it's terrible back home and I don't want to go back. I could build that's too much like right. That's too much like right, so I ain't gonna do that. But I'm gonna tell you it's Wakanda over there. So you can Wakanda get the hell up out of my way so I can take your place. And B1 family, it's just a block party because they trying to play on our top. These tethers trying to play on our top. They're trying to do these little half-hearted jabs back. They don't really know how to roast. It's just like, they ain't got this step. Remember for those who follow comedy, what's my dude's name? Arnez J. When he was doing the bit with the old man where, he's trying to get a step, tethers seem like they can never just get that step right. Like they step just be, I don't know, it's like they slide on glass or something. But we blocking their asses too. And shout out to his brother who blocked this person.
My first blood call me light zone. I run with the pack, want to pay. My zone made the beat, what I do to it. Woo! Dance on the. I'm in the field with my ace. I'm in the field with my ace. To my zone. I'm in the field with my.
So B1 family, don't ever think that the DNC is not trying to find a way to wrangle back their Negroes. Us Negroes need to get back in line. They are coming out with all kinds of new terms. Fundamental Black American, authentic Black American, and this is a new one.
I am Dr. Glennie King, also known as Dr. Akilo Mukaram, President of the Afro-Descendant Nation. and I respectfully support advancing the recognition of Afro-descendants as a distinct people with rights to self-determination, nationhood, and reparatory justice.
Pan-African DNC shillery, trying to adopt our talking points. See, this is a different level of disrespect. So Dr. Delineating, who goes by the name that she goes by, which lets me know she's Pan-African. If you look at the little flyer that they keep flashing up there, they're gonna flash it again. Dr. Delineating. I hope she ain't part of the King family. If she's part of the actual King family, I know King is rolling over in his grave. They're using our talking points and they're trying to redirect the energy. That's all it's about. Y'all hear that? Distinct people, reparative justice, distinct people. At Foundational Black America, with distinct lineage. That's what we talk about. Reparative justice, reparations. That's what we talk about. But she ain't done.
Afro-descendants are not simply a demographic in a broader category. We are a people formed from forced displacement from Africa, chattel enslavement in the Americas, and the systematic erasure of language, culture, and identity. This history did not disperse a population, it produced a new people.
The definition of, hey, let me copy your homework. And we're like, yeah, just make it your own. That's what it is. You literally are saying everything we've been saying, just in a different way, in a PhD way, in a doctoral way. Would you like some grape poupon with the nonsense you talk? And you see it has to be Afro-descendants. They have to find a way to wrap us back into Africa. That generic Africanism. This is why we do what we do. People, why y'all delineate? When y'all done delineating? No, it's an ongoing thing. Because if we weren't of the mind of delineating full time and continuously delineating, she would have came out with this term and would have swept a lot of us back up. It would have swept up a lot of us, or it would have created confusion, so much so that it would have gum up the works. See, not everything the dominant society does is to get us back. Sometimes just to slow us down until they work out a new plan to wrangle us back in. And this is what this sounds like, because it sounds close enough to us. It's like, oh man, that's like, yeah, that's what we own. Okay, well, Afro-descendants, now we're going backwards. Because see, Afro-descendants, I'm Afro-descendant. I'm first generation Jamaican, Afro-descendant, first generation Ghanaian, second generation Nigerian, third generation Congolese, fourth generation Sudanese. I'm Afro-descendant. So I get what y'all get. And now we back splitting it over people who are undeserving of our reparative justice.
Without precise recognition, Afro-descendants remain visible in discussion, but invisible in outcomes. The Afro-descendant nation recommends the following. 1, formally recognize Afro-descendants as a distinct people, utilizing the clear working definition previously presented to this forum. 2, acknowledge and advance the legal recognition of the deliberate erasure of mother tongue African languages and cultural destruction.
What I tell you, African language, what African language? The people in Africa now don't speak those languages. And they've been Africa, they've stayed Africa. They've been remixed in their own way. Nigeria is actually only 3 years older than my father. Nigeria became Nigeria in 1960, literally. Look this up, Google this. My father was born in 63. So all my uncles born before my father, they've gone to the grave. They were all born before Nigeria became Nigeria. So what are you talking about? Nigerians don't know what Nigeria was called before it was Nigeria. So this is basically a plot to have us running in circles, because you can't find these languages. Who has that information? With the Vatican? You finna get the Vatican to open up their vaults to anybody? That secret information they got? Lady, please. You boy, they'll have you touch so fast, they can't risk none of that stuff getting out. So you're not finna find that. And then if you did, what good is it? Those are dead languages now. So you want us running in circles. See, this is why a lot of, quote, PhDs don't get respect now. See, long gone are the Dr. Claude Andersons who would get and do panels and bring it to you. Long gone are our Dr. Frances Wilson, great scholar, master teacher, our beloved sister who has gone on. So far, so going on is the WB boys that was calling out Garvey. Yeah, the first scam and tether we've ever dealt with. We didn't even know it. So, you want us to essentially not get nothing. Just go on a treasure hunt that can never be completed. Y'all get this lady up out here. Get this lady up out here. I'm gonna let her finish because you need to hear this because she was at the UN Summit 2026. That's what it say. I need y'all to hear this so you know when somebody comes with some talking points like this, you know exactly who it is.
Inflicted through chattel enslavement as ethnocide. 3, support inclusive Afro-Descendant-led decision-making consultations facilitated in collaboration with the Afro-Descendant nation as a credible partner and representative voice to develop a comprehensive reparations framework.
So as I'm doing this video, I'm listening to the whole thing. See, I caught the first maybe 20, 30 seconds. I knew there was some BS. But you hear inclusive Afro-Descendants. What do you think that means? Who's that for? We just talked about it. Your second and third generation African cousins, yours, not mine. That's what she's doing. Okay, this is how we rope everybody. These overeducated Negroes make it hard for the Professor Online, because the Professor Online and our brother Dr. Dave Anderson, they're going to stand on lineage business. They're going to stand on the business that needs to be stood on. But then you get Negroes like this. You get niggers like this who simply are talking that nonsense and trying to overeducate and over-explain her way into making us come back to being generic Africans. She must be over there with Professor Smalls. She must have a tour set up or something that she loses money on. Because, no. But I'm going to let her finish. I got to let her finish, because if we don't let her finish, y'all come across one of these jokers, start talking that good stuff and it sound good, and they start slipping in words, you'll know exactly what they're talking about. You can shut it down.
For Afro-Descendant peoples, including land restitution and restoration of resources and institutions. 4, establish a dedicated mechanism within this forum to address Afro-Descendant specific issues, ensuring sustained engagement with Afro-Descendant peoples in advancing self-determination, nationhood through peaceful and internationally recognized processes. And 5, recommend that the United Nations establish a formal seat for the Afro-Descendant nation.
Ma'am, you wasting your time. We own to you. We hip to you. We hip to your game. 2, the UN has no power. Let's be honest. The UN is basically ineffective and useless when it comes to the U.S. because if the U.S. decides it doesn't want to do something, it's not going. The UN has no power to come make us do it. And I'm going to say this as a foundational Black American whose family was sharecroppers, whose family spent most of their time in Texas, Falls County, dealing with racism, Jim Crow. Yeah, I sprayed it because I say it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you. You're not finna do that. Fuck you. Respectfully. With a doctorate degree. And I love my B1 family. BX was already in there on her bumper. You can pause the read as you need to. Our sister was on her bumper. The comments would bear out that we not cool with it. We're not cool with none of what you're saying. We can tell the BS, the bait and switch. This is a blatant bait and switch. It's not even clever. With all the education you got, you ain't even clever with it. We cool. We're not from Africa. Nope, we need to find out who she is and who authorized her to do this. Because that's another thing. I don't even know who this lady was. I just happened to be scrolling. Never heard this woman a day in my life. But another swipe. That's all it takes. Black, not Afro-Descendants. You see it. And this Negro right here, talking about I love her. I can feel her Afro pride. We must stand her. But somebody said, well, go back to Africa. Well, you go to Africa. We're not going. And we're cool on you. We don't even know who you are. But just like that, we're cool on you, on your persona non grata. And see, videos like that makes videos like the next clip you're about to see make more sense. Why there's been this constant drumbeat of delineating is stupid. I'm my Afro features. See, I like I said before, the DNC blew their bag on their best, quote, best and brightest. And now they got these struggle content creators. They work for they work they work for butter biscuits and jelly. And I'm only telling because it's a different level of pathetic that I'm seeing out here from these so-called individual thinkers who I can tell their plans because all of a sudden y'all got the same messaging. All y'all saying the same thing. Oh, this is divisive. This is stupid. We need to come together. The FBA or this, that, and other. See, we're recognized. People like, oh, y'all just online, but y'all talking about us.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but I do want to make something very clear. People who use the word delineation, I want it to be clear that, like, if you are still pro-white supremacy and pro-colonization and pro-fascism and pro-imperialism, you delineating from other black folks is literally just an admittance and a submission into white supremacy, because your blackness does not automatically mean that you are inherently anti-white supremacy. So if the only thing out of all the things you can be delineating from is another black person, we know what you are.
Boy, they bringing these niggeresses out the woodwork, ain't they? Trying to shame us, trying to insult us. Oh, it's dumb. It's dumb. Y'all, that's DNC. That's what they do. Oh, you're dumb. You're stupid. You're just stupid. You're dumb. Because that's how they really feel about us. And now that we are standing on business, they say, look, we're just going to let it fly. Send them all out. All the operatives that were sitting on the wings and waiting for us to open up the budget. Hey, look, we got Popeye's biscuit and a 2-piece. I can make a video. Yeah. that's what I imagine they do this for, because they just, oh my goodness, man. I couldn't live my life like that. It's something about integrity for me. But I was reared different. Like my parents, they raised me different. They raised my brothers different. So coming out here and trying to shamelessly insult somebody with the weak talking points just don't make sense to me. So B1 family, we got an update on brother Tyrin Johnson, who was shot and killed by the Memphis Safe Task Force on July the 4th. And I didn't even know this video was out. This cat, he's been following him, LeBoy, I think this is his last name. He's been following this. And this was a week after it happened, which lets you know how much they suppress when we're trying to get justice.
Watch this.
Transparency through this process, because at the end of the day, nothing's going to bring him back.
I have video of the murder, and I challenged the city to release the Sky Cop footage. He was killed at the corner of 4th and Union, right underneath a Sky Cop camera.
Tyrin Johnson, 20 years old, shot and killed by the National Guard soldiers 1 week ago, right there underneath the cop camera at 4th and Union in downtown Memphis. The video exists. The city won't release it. Here's what happened. Community organizer Chambliss, representing the Johnson family, just went public. She said she has footage of the murder. She says, I dare you to release what you have before I release what I have.
First of all, let me say, white folk, I guess you haven't learned from history. Every time a white woman or a white man has said, you better release what you got before I do it, that white person ends up dead. Y'all be waiting on this grand rollout. They don't sound how it works. Those of us who are in the grassroots, foundational black Americans, we know, hey, we drop it fast. Get the information out. Once it's out, it's out. It's out. If you hold on to it and you only got the only copy, okay, we'll just come get you and then destroy it. And then everybody that's in the house, we give it to them too. No witnesses. So you got to stop doing that. Oh, you better release it. Look, if it shows that he did it, okay, we just eat that, right? But if it shows that he never pointed a gun at them and they just killed him in cold blood, then we want to get justice. So that's the difference between us and other groups. We see it on camera like, hey, you using it wrong. I ain't using it wrong. We're going to miss you, but using it wrong. But if it shows that, hey, no, something funny style, something fishy, yeah, we want justice. That's simple. It's always been that simple.
The National Guard says he turned towards them with a gun. Someone close to Tyrin says he fired 2 shots earlier in the air because he thought people were following him, people who wanted to hurt him. 2 different stories, 1 camera that would settle it. In the city, they're not talking. This is the 3rd shooting involving the Memphis Safe Task Force in 8 months. National Guard soldiers don't wear body cameras, so the only proof is what's on that camera, and the city's withholding it. Accountability doesn't happen in the dark. It happens when you demand the tape, when you say the video matters, when the family has to threaten to release their own footage just to force transparency. Demand they release that video. That's the play here, people. If this resonates with you, follow along. There's more to come. Connection over conquest.
So yeah, if there's video footage that they have and they're not releasing it, we know what that usually means. They can't doctor it. They can't find a way to find an angle to like, okay, well, if we just give them this clip, we can show that, hey, it kind of looked like he might have been doing something wrong. Like they did with Carmelo Anthony. They gave all them blurry videos out in Collin County where they got buku dollars, where they got bread galore. They give you this blurry 240p footage when they could at least did 1080p or even 4K. Or like even with Cohen Wiley, even though that case has become a farce of a case because of Ben Crump, they still ain't released that footage. When the cops got something and they got you dead to rights, they release it fast. They don't. Case in point, Juicy Smouye. Now that was a blizzard. Well, that wasn't a blizzard. That was more than a blizzard. I forgot what that term is called. Where it was just super cold and it was like, hey, don't come outside at all. They found all that footage and released it from all the angles. They gave you 360 before 360 was popular. And that's in that type of weather. But when you have pretty much sunny days or clear skies, downtown there's bright lights, all of a sudden you can't release the footage, you can't find it, it's nowhere to be seen, we don't believe you.
A middle school football game took a crazy turn Tuesday night when a student rushed the field and pushed a player.
Seeing what they were doing to him and nobody stopping it, that kind of made me like the last choice of, okay, somebody has to stop this.
Racial tensions erupted at a middle school football game in Tennessee after South Middle School took a 36-0 lead on a touchdown against Cornersville. In the video, you can see one of the opposing player's 16-year-old big sister who jumped the fence and steamrolled the player who she accused of playing dirty against her brother. The vicious illegal hit drawing more flags as the injured child needed help from his coach to leave the field.
This wasn't just a football play. This was him on the ground being physically attacked by this other player.
16-year-old Addison Honeycutt was arrested and charged with assault and disorderly conduct, but was later released to her parents. She's also been suspended from her school for 45 days. She must attend an alternative school program, a lifetime district ban, and a 1-year spectator ban. But her attorneys are pushing back.
I believe her little brother was absolutely being abused on that football field. What that other player was doing was not football.
So family, is it just me or were they both going at it? Like were they both rumbling around on the ground? That's what it looked like. Even when they zoomed in, it looked like both of them was going at it. So basically you jumped out your skin to jump on somebody smaller than you because your brother was getting bested. Both of them had on pads, both of them had on their helmets. Your brother was getting bested and you decided to go out there and slam your body, full speed, into somebody's child. And then they're like, oh, that's not football. When has that not been football? People get into it. Emotions run high. People scrap. People scrap. It's football. That's what it's designed to do. It's designed to be physical. All right, I got bested last time. Well, let me train a little bit harder. Let me get a little bit better. See that something tell me, especially the way they were framing this is just white folk not like they getting out their skin, B1 family. They coming out their shell with it. They're like, look, we don't want y'all beating us in nothing. We don't want to get bested in nothing no more. We tired of it. I think that's what it is. We tired of it. So we finna find a way to do something. Because Tariq said it best, said when you're on the field and the rules are clearly defined and you get whooped on, you really can't do nothing. But you see an outside force, not a part of the rules, not a part of what's supposed to be going on, disrupted the game. And B1 family, y'all be careful about with your kids out there. Y'all be ready to do what you gotta do to protect yours. My B1 fam, if you have ever thought that the Diner Society wouldn't stoop as low as to get someone who may be on the spectrum to straddle the fence, to be of confusion while wearing our uniform, think again.
Wait, we are the Indian, the copper-colored indigenous. That's why we fought for this land and bled for this country we live in it. You can see all of the proof, it's all in historical evidence. Miss me with that pan-Africanism, that shit is irrelevant. Wait.
Now I know you're confused. You see the outfit, you hear the song, but you also see the caption. Somebody attempts to explain himself.
Black, that's not what we are. We the true Americans, shining brighter than stars. We ain't Africa, nah. Don't put us in chains. We the sons of this land, running deep in our veins. Colonizers lie, try to switch up the script, call us something different just to make the truth flip. They label us black, that's not what we are. We the true Americans, shining brighter.
I want to clarify some confusion by quite a bit of folks concerning this video that I was using to use a sound that was promoting black pretendianism. A lot of folks obviously heard the song and sound before they read the captions in the video. And I'm here to lay the record straight. I am not one of these black pretendians with an identity crisis that is trying to erase the whole entire indigenous history and culture of the natives that was here first on these very lands. And many native mutuals from across major platforms that I've been mutuals with over the years would straight up tell you this. In fact, I've done a little bit of work with different native organizations and tribes off these apps to collude to take down America's first ever cobalt nickel refinery with my awareness videos standing in solidarity with the first indigenous people of these lands to keep a larger scale cobalt nickel refinery from being built on their sacred indigenous grounds. And we was successful at that. So pretty much within the last 3 years, even before West Wind Elements, I've been promoting the idea of black and brown unity against one common enemy, the colonizer that colonized us both. And now to the very few of you natives that's racist against me just simply because of the skin I'm in, regardless if I'm a black pretendian or not, I'm here to tell you, you need to get your heads out of your asses and look at the bigger picture and face the real enemy, because I'm damn sure not it. The real colonizers and the real pretendians, those are your enemies. I'm actually your ally that'll stand side by side, shoulder to shoulder with you in solidarity against any colonizer and against any of these pretendians. I just wanted to put this out there for much further clarity.
And this is why we teach message discipline, because we get cats like this. You see he's all over the place. Song selection, outfit he chooses to wear. And he's also saying, well, I'm in unity and all that stuff. And I was like, well, let me do a little bit more digging. Let me do, you know how I do. I like to go a little further and dig a little further back. So as you can see, man, this dude is basically a person of color. He's for everybody. We gotta be careful because see, he'll wear an outfit like he wore the Black American heritage colors, but he'll really be on this type of time. You see it. You gotta be careful where you get your information from. And do they practice message discipline? Because with cats like this, hell, we need no enemies. But B1 family, I appreciate every one of you. Every one of you that like, share, comment, subscribe. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep chugging away, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing. But let's end this on a high note.
He said that there was an overflow for the actual trial. I'll have to send this back to you right now, Rashi.
FBA all day and B1.